On Friday, Lucy Letby, a former neonatal nurse, was convicted of murdering 7 babies in 2015 and 2016. The NHS at the time took a whole year to remove her from the ward, showing itself to be sclerotic. But this isn't just about the NHS being log-jammed, but rather the whole machinery of government. The neonatal unit in the Countess of Chester Hospital is designed to take care of babies born prematurely, who are often very weak. There are cots, comfort zones, ensuite rooms for families, and specialist equipment for medical tests. All in all, it seems like the perfect place for the delicate care of newborns. Between 1 and 3 times a year, a baby sadly doesn't make it, but that is to be expected. But in 2015, something strange started happening. Lucy Letby was born into a kind and loving family. Her father, a furniture retail boss, and her mother, an accounts clerk, were proud of her, all the more so when they became the first member of the wider family to attend university, where she studied nursing. She graduated in 2011 and spent the next few years working as a Band 5 nurse before qualifying to work with intensive care babies in summer 2015. Soon after this, babies started dying. The hospital's neonatal mortality rate shot up. Otherwise healthy babies would suddenly collapse and die for no apparent reason. The only link between these unexplained deaths was the fact one nurse was always on shift, Lucy Letby. She was the constant malevolent presence that stalked the corridors of the neonatal unit, bringing death in her wake. For over a year, she would sabotage babies by injecting them with air or insulin overdoses, causing 7 deaths and lasting brain injuries in others. Eventually, after suspicions about her grew, she was given a clerical post with no contact with children. She was only arrested in 2018, 3 whole years after the first deaths. The astounding thing was that she got away with it for so long. Undoubtedly, NHS incompetence and bureaucratic inertia were largely to blame. There are a number of red flags that went unnoticed or simply ignored. Dr. Stephen Breary raised concerns about her in October 2015 that went ignored by hospital chiefs. In March, he contacted them again, asking for a meeting to discuss matters, which he didn't get for 3 whole months. When it did happen in May, they refused to take Letby off the ward, even temporarily. It took the sudden death of 2 triplets when Lucy was on shift for the hospital management to finally remove her from the wards. Obviously, in future, greater attention needs to be paid in hospitals to the possibility of foul play. Strange patterns must not only be picked up on, but acted on swiftly by NHS chiefs. But this is bigger than just NHS bungling. This is a case study of Britain's government departments' inefficiency and torpor. Time and time again, they waste massive amounts of money and make catastrophic mistakes before promising that lessons have been learned. Why is this the case? Why, despite improved technology and more guidelines, does government keep on messing up so badly? An interesting answer can be provided by the second law of thermodynamics. Entropy is the concept that the system tends towards disorganization and inefficiency as time goes on. This can be applied to organizations to explain why companies tend to eventually die, since their entropy has increased to such a point they are no longer profitable. Thousands of unneeded employees, perks, and liabilities. The thing is, a government department cannot really die, as it does not need to make a profit, meaning eventually its chaos and entropy reaches crisis point if nothing is done. In this case, because there is no profit motive to force the department to increase efficiency, the government usually steps in to rescue it from collapse. In my opinion, the government should step in before the point of collapse and regularly make efforts to reduce entropy, which is correlated with high numbers of surplus or underperforming employees. In other words, a regular system of personnel purges should be instituted so that the department, whether it be the NHS or border control, never grows complacent. A target for a minimum number of personnel dismissed should be set. This has a precedent in that Jack Welch at General Electric did the same in the 1980s, cutting the lowest performing 10% every year, and efficiency skyrocketed. Purging sclerotic UK government departments regularly could be transformative for our civil services efficiency and cost effectiveness, and it might just save you a few tax dollars as well.
Please subscribe and like if you appreciated my musings, and have a good one.